You ever watch a video and after you watch it, you think, man, I want to share this with the world. Good or bad, people need to see this because it's instructive and people can learn from it. We're not talking about videos about congressmen and senators sitting in the halls of Congress crafting these so-called laws, which are nothing more than opinions of politicians. But watching a video where the rubber meets the road and the law enforcers, the order followers, are following these politicians' laws. And then you have these cops that are just out there winging it and abusing everybody. Well, that's this video right here. And I want to give props to SNN, which is the YouTube channel here. He's got 91,000 subscribers, and I've looked at his channel and he's got a lot of really good videos where he breaks down police, public interaction. And I think it's just worth it for you to go to his channel and check out what he's got. If you go over there and let's say you click on this video, leave a comment in his comment section of whatever video and just tell him High Impact Flick sent you. I've been watching him for quite some time now, and he does a really good job breaking things down and talking about legal aspects, talking about what should have been done, what citizens can do better. And I say citizens loosely. I don't really like that word, but it's a word that everybody knows. So, you know, members of the public or whatever you want to say, because I don't make any distinction between human beings with badges and guns and uniforms and people who don't wear badges and guns and uniforms. So let me just play some of this video right here. And I want to stop it a couple times and just make a couple comments.
Yeah, sure. What?
Get away from the power lines. Let's sit over here for a minute.
Oh, I didn't know we were...
You don't see the power lines?
I mean, I didn't even look up.
Okay, well, maybe you should pay attention.
Okay.
Have a seat over there. Get up.
Now, notice the authoritative stance he already takes. And he's talking to this 67-year-old man, and the guy's name is Alan Kidd. He's talking to this 67-year-old, and apparently he's a veteran. I can't confirm that, but supposedly he's a 67-year-old veteran. Nevertheless, he's a man. So this man in uniform is talking to this other adult like he's a kid. Get away from the power lines. Okay, well, maybe you should pay attention next time. Like he's some kind of parent. And if you notice, people on authoritarian power trips tend to talk to other people like that because there's no respect. The only respect that they have is for another human being with a uniform, a badge, and a gun. If you don't have that, then you don't have the respect of so-called law enforcers. And that's just across the board, guys.
Away from me. Sit over there.
You're pushing me away from you?
Yeah, I don't need you stepping up to me like that. Sit down.
Stepping up to you?
Sit down or I'm going to sit you down.
I wasn't...
Did you notice he didn't really make any advances toward him? He was kind of walking along as the officer was walking along, and there was no stepping up to or getting in the face of. You can tell from the perspective of this body cam right here that he's a pretty reasonable distance away from another human being engaging in a conversation.
Stepping up to you, sir.
Sit down. Sit down. Do you understand that? When I tell you to do something, you do it.
Yeah, is that right?
Okay.
You're on a power trip? Is that what it is?
No.
Okay.
I need you.
I love the response of this guy. You're on a power trip? Is that what it is? And that's exactly what it is. What human being in their right mind, what rational human being walks up to another human being like this and just grabs somebody's shirt and tells them to sit down? Sit down. Obey my orders. Obey my commands. And if you don't, I'm going to put my hands on you. And this guy puts his hands on him. This is out of line.
Listen, that's what's up. Who are you?
I was just on the street and we were just talking. I saw that he was distraught and I was just trying to help.
Okay, I appreciate your help.
That's true.
Do you live around here?
Yeah, just next street.
Okay, well I appreciate it, sir.
Yeah.
You're good to go.
I was just trying to help.
Okay.
I saw that he was distraught.
Thank you.
Have a nice day.
All right, man. Okay, God bless. Okay? I hope the best. Yes, sir. Okay?
What's your name, man?
Now, let me say something about this guy that walked away. I'm not saying he did anything wrong, but it's always a good idea to have at least two people around when you're dealing with a power tripping law enforcer. And this guy with the plaid shirt that just walked away, he's off camera right now, but he saw the interaction. He was standing right there when this police man went hands-on with this 67-year-old and forced him down to the ground. I don't know if from the look of it, it looks like the 67-year-old is on his knees. But the point is, when you see somebody being abused by the cops, one of the best things that you can do is get out your video camera and just start recording. You don't have to say anything. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not saying this guy with the plaid shirt did anything wrong, but I am saying that when you're interacting with law enforcers, that's one of the most dangerous things you will ever encounter in your lifetime. When a law enforcer walks up to you, he is on an authoritarian power trip. You cannot mess with people who are on power trips. It's more than a cliche, guys. I've said this many, many times. Power corrupts. Absolute power corrupts. Absolutely. People with uniforms, badges, and guns think that they have more rights than other people. How do we know this? Because they act like they have more rights than other people. When was the last time you walked up to somebody and you became aggressive with them because they didn't follow what you said? They didn't obey your command right there and then. When was the last time you did that? Normal people don't do this, guys. And we can't give people a pass who have uniforms on. Uniforms and badges do not grant special rights and privileges.
Name's Alan.
Alan what?
Kid.
Kid.
Yes, sir.
Are you homeless?
This man did not have to give his name. You have, these cops take an oath to uphold and defend the Constitution of the United States. If they don't do that, if they swear to obey another set of rules, like say a state's laws that go against the Constitution, then they shouldn't take an oath to protect and defend the Constitution of the United States. And one of those parts in the Constitution is the Fourth Amendment. You have the right to be secure in your persons, houses, papers, and effects. Papers is your identification. The Nazis were famous for, show me your papers. We know this. You do not have to divulge your identity, because as soon as you do, your name goes into a police database and sits beside a police interaction. And that is never looked upon favorably, ever. It can the more information you give a cop, the worse it is for you. So he gives his name. I'm not faulting this guy because, you know, when you're dealing with somebody who's on a power trip, it is scary. I've been there many times. Your heart is pounding. Your adrenaline is flowing through your veins. You're wondering if you're going to get Philando Castile'd with 7 bullets in your midsection. You have no idea what's going to happen. It's such a volatile situation. So I understand people being scared. And I may find myself in this situation again sometime down the road, maybe sometime in the near future, and maybe I'll make a mistake. So I'm not faulting this guy, but you do not have to give your ID if they do not suspect you of having committed or are in the progress of committing a crime. They need reasonable, articulable suspicion. And I know that's up in the air and they can use that and bend it any way they can. But the best thing for you to do when you're around a cop is just say, hey, I have a Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. And that's exactly what I'm going to do.
No, sir, I am not homeless, okay?
So what's going on with you today?
Nothing. I'm just standing on the street corner talking to this guy I just met, and all of a sudden you're pushing me down and being real physical with
Yeah,
me.
you know
And
why?
I don't understand. No, I don't know why.
Lower
okay?
your voice. Lower your voice.
Really?
Okay?
Do I have to do this?
Yes,
Now remember this command, lower your voice. This applies to you, but this doesn't apply to me because in a second, the decibels are going up from the voice box of this cop.
telling you the voice.
Okay?
Listen to me.
Because
I'm going to
you got
tell
the
you one more
badge
time.
on?
I'm
Is
going to
that
tell you
what it
one more
is?
time and you're going to go to jail.
Is that right?
Lower your voice or you're going to...
As he screams at the top of his lungs, lower your voice, and threatens him with throwing him in a cage. If you don't do exactly what I say, not that you've committed a crime, sir, but if you do not follow my orders and do exactly what I say, I'm going to throw your ass in a cage. That's tyrannical. This is a tyrant.
jail.
Listen to this guy, okay? Do you believe in this?
Lower your voice or you're going to jail.
I'm not.
Oh,
I'm
you're
not
going to go to
increasing my
jail.
base.
So listen, we are going to start over again so you can learn. Go ahead and keep moving forward. I'm going to lay you out on the
I'm
ground.
just trying to get more comfortable.
He just threatened him with violence. Keep moving forward and I'm going to lay you out on the ground. Who talks to a 67-year-old man like this? There's no respect. No respect.
Okay?
You are going to calm down, and we're going to have a normal conversation, and you're going to understand why I'm here.
Okay,
if you shut up and listen for a minute, you will understand.
I'm ready.
We were called here because you were here, supposedly yelling at the cars and causing a scene.
Negative.
Okay. Are you going to stop talking so I can explain to you?
Okay.
You're about to go to jail.
I wasn't yelling at
You're
any cars.
about to go to jail. That is the last time that I tell you.
See, let's call this out for what it really is. What he's basically saying is, against your will, I am going to kidnap you, and I'm going to take away 100% of your freedoms, and I'm going to lock you up in a cage. It's psychopathy, guys. I don't care if he's in a uniform. It doesn't matter. This is a man talking to and threatening another man.
Next time, you're going to have handcuffs on you, and you're going to jail. We were called here based on what's going on. Whether it's true or not, it is not. I have no clue. That's why I'm here, to figure out what's going on with you. When you walk up to an officer and you get that close to an officer, it is not good. Why? Because now you're in my personal space. So I am telling you to back up, and when you don't back up,
for you,
yes, when I give you an order, right? Because when I give you an order.
Did you hear him? He said, so it's okay for you to get in my personal space? And the cop says, yes, right. So he's agreeing with him. It's okay for me to get in your personal space, but the moment you get in my personal space, I'm going to threaten to take you into a cage, and I'm going to threaten to lay you out on the ground.
Because you're on a power trip. Because
when I give you an order,
badge. Is that right?
Because when I give you an order and you...
I love this guy, because you're on a power... In the face of being threatened by an authoritarian, tyrannical thug, he's just saying it like it is. Because you're on a power trip, right? And of course, that's a rhetorical question. This man knows that this guy, this badged thug, is on an authoritarian power trip.
You don't follow it. That's what happens. I told you back up and you didn't. I told you back up again, or I'm going to sit you down, and you didn't. So I sat you down. That's how it works.
Yeah, that's called physical assault, by the way.
Do you understand that? Yes. So what's going on with you that you're yelling at cars or whatever? Where are you yelling at cars?
No, sir.
Okay.
Absolutely
where do you live?
Not.
Where do you live?
I live in DeLand, North DeLand.
Okay. No, where in North DeLand?
I'm on my way home. Okay.
Okay. Were you having some kind of...
Remember, the more information you give a cop, the more ammunition you're giving to him, because he will take your words and he will twist them. And cops, as we've already seen in video after video, are trained to lie, to extract information or whatever, to twist things to their benefit so that they can generate revenue for the state.
Issue? Did you need some assistance?
Absolutely not. This guy was just trying to help me and be a good Christian.
Help you on what way? In what way? What do you need help with?
Spiritual way, okay?
None of what this cop is asking is any of his business, by the way.
Okay. Do you live with somebody?
No,
Okay. Do you have ID on you?
Huh?
Do you have ID on you, sir?
Yes, sir. I sure do.
Now, this is a dangerous thing right here, because this is how Philando Castile got shot. He was reaching for his weapons permit, and the cop freaked out, thought he was reaching for a gun, which he wasn't, and ended Philando Castile's life. Putting your hands in your pocket, even after a command, a question, do you have your ID, is a very, very dangerous action. You got to be very careful when you do this right here. If they don't see your hands, they start freaking out. I have no doubt that this cop, has his hand on his gun.
I don't understand why you're doing this. Why you're pushing?
Because I don't like people testing me. I don't like people not my
Nazis either. Okay.
That's it. And that's all it took right there. I don't like effing Nazis.
Are you done? Can I show you my ID?
Give me your arm.
Putting a guy on the ground or a girl on the ground, any human being on the ground like this, and pulling their arms back can hurt a young person, let alone a 67-year-old. These guys are not being careful. They don't care about this guy. They're actually showing by their actions that they hate this guy. They despise him. They don't respect him. We need to understand that this is two armed thugs. Not going to call them police officers, not going to call them cops. I'm going to call them what they are. They're two armed thugs ganging up on an old man who has done absolutely nothing wrong. This right here, what you're seeing on this video, is a crime in progress.
Give me your arm.
Can I show you my ID?
Hold on, let's get it.
And why is it a crime? It's a real crime because it's leaving a victim. This 67-year-old, Alan Kidd, is a victim of these two thugs. Crimes, real crimes, produce victims.
Backpack off.
I got 11 secured by penalty. 1939.
All right, stand up, man.
Let me ask these officers, if they end up watching this video, would you treat your dad like this? Would you really treat your dad like this? This is called having no conscience, no human empathy or compassion, no willingness to listen to what this guy has to say, no ability to show any kind of patience or restraint. None at all. I'll tell you, I put my dad or somebody's grandfather in this position, and I think it's infuriating. That's why I had to do this video. Everybody should see this. Everybody should see how dangerous it is anytime you encounter a policy enforcer, a law enforcer, a yes man, an order follower. It's a very, very dangerous time in your life if you encounter people like this. So I'm gonna end this video here because it's going way longer than I thought it would. But to find out what happened to this guy and to find out what happened to the officer, go over to SNN and watch the last half of this video. And maybe you'll leave a comment. And if you like the content that he produces, subscribe to his channel, hit the bell notification icon, and tell him High Impact Flick sent you. Guys, I appreciate you watching this video. There is an end to this, and I want you to see it. I mean, it's going to be worth your while. Just go over to SNN's channel and check it out. You guys have a great day. I'll see you guys in the next heavily censored shadow ban video. If you guys enjoy these videos, be sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification icon, give it a thumbs up, and share it with everybody you know. Also, check out over 100 hard-hitting designs in the shirt store, and if you want to support more content, hit me up on Patreon or PayPal. All those links will be in the description and in the pinned comment. I'll see you guys in the next heavily censored shadow ban video.